Mark Palmer, an Amazon employee of 5 years, says he feels his job is in jeopardy every single day.
It doesn't matter if you're using the restroom, if you're getting water, if you're injured. Time spent away from your station can cause you ultimately to lose your job.
Complaints like that led to the failed effort to unionize in Alabama and occasional walkouts. Amazon says it pays a minimum of $15 an hour, twice the federal minimum wage, and that health and safety of its employees are a priority.
We make sure there's ample time for breaks, lunches, using the restroom, people to take time to do what they need to make sure they feel good about work.
The demand for these jobs isn't slowing, and many aren't looking back.
Do you consider this a short-term job?
At first, it was going to be a short-term job, but I realized that I can actually have growth here.
Stephanie Rule, NBC News, Carteret, New Jersey.
As the country reopens, there's a surging demand for things so many of us put off during the pandemic. Things like dentist appointments, salon visits, even weddings. But now with COVID restrictions easing up, good luck getting an appointment anytime soon. Katie Beck reports.
This time last year, life was at a standstill. The pandemic shutting down nearly every trip, appointment, or event we planned to attend. Now, as restrictions lift and vaccines go into arms, a sudden rush to reschedule.
Have you in your career ever witnessed a surge like this before?
No, not like this. This is certainly, hopefully, a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Appointments in high demand to see the dentist. Offices inundated with patients wanting to make up for care they've missed. One study shows nearly half of U.S. adults delayed going to the dentist due to COVID.
On the weekends now, I'm getting calls and scheduling people where I would never have done this.
The beauty industry facing a flood as well. Backlogs on haircuts and highlights. Calendars full for months. For an expiring driver's license, you'll likely need an appointment at the DMV. Warning, even with one, lines can be long.
It's actually been quite a hassle.
And many parents scrambling to sign their kids up for summer camp. At this science camp in Colorado, spaces sold out in less than 30 minutes. Now, a wait list hundreds long.
I think there is certainly some disappointment, but there's a lot of understanding.
Harder to accept, booked wedding venues.
Hard to get in to see the dentist. It's hard to get your driver's license renewed. But when you have to make sacrifices when it comes to your wedding, I mean, that's in here.
I mean, our title is wedding planner, but we are also part therapist.
Nearly half of couples postpone their 2020 wedding receptions to a later date. This season, they're rebooking alongside of the newly engaged couples of 2021. Many having to settle with a weekday wedding or one with far fewer guests.
If COVID taught us anything, it was that we need a plan A, B, C, and D, which in years past, it's just been A or B's.
A useful rule even as the pandemic ends and our scheduled lives resume. Katie Beck, NBC News.
Still ahead, through nearly 70 years on the throne, how Queen Elizabeth has carried her nation's grief during difficult times.
Want to make a name for yourself in gaming? Then make a name for yourself. Even if your office and bank balance are far from glamorous. That means expensing nothing